Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pasch podcast. Let's get started with your host, Brian Pasch.
Hi, this is Brian Pasch, and welcome to another podcast interview. On today's show, I am pleased to welcome Robert Donovan. He is the founder of Dealerverse, a brand new company that's laser focused at the intersection of sales process and technology using AI. We're going to learn more about what Dealerverse is doing on today's interview. So, Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Robert, some of our listeners might recognize your name from Dom360, a full-service marketing platform for auto dealers. Let's talk about what brought you to create something brand new from the ground up. What's the mission of Dealerverse?
Well, that's a great question to kick it off with here. So we both have boutique digital marketing companies. I would say upon exit interviews, which we hate to do, when we lose a good employee, one of the things that we've heard resoundingly over the years is the work is too repetitive, and I'm churning out e-blasts, I'm churning out slides, specials, newsletters, direct mail campaigns, whatever it is, and the employees become very, very highly proficient at that, but it almost takes away from their creativity. And we hire them to be creative, and then we stick them into a production environment, which is not fair. So hopefully we solve for that with Dealerverse.
So when we hear somebody say, this is powered by AI, some people are starting to get a little leery, although ChatGPT seems to have everyone realizing the power of iterative AI and the ability to really, get things started, get out of creative roadblocks and the such. So when we talk about AI, let's start with some building blocks. There's industrial AI, proprietary AI. What's the difference?
That's a great question. So that's what industrial AI is, what you're seeing with Chat GPT-3, OpenAI, all of these services that you can go on and make an image on DALL-E or just ask a question or whatever the case may be. This is where you're utilizing other people's data. So whether it's Microsoft's data or Amazon's data or Google's data, or in China, it's Alibaba and Tencent, right? And so what's happening is there's this proliferation of companies that all say they have AI. It's like, I have AI, we're smarter, we're faster. But really what they're doing is they're using somebody else's AI, and that's industrial AI, opposed to proprietary AI, which is I've been collecting and anonymizing this data over years and years and years and years. And this is my data. We have hundreds of millions of lines of data in our databases, and we are creating our own arithmetic behind that and making those prompt calls.
So we're talking about an automotive specific AI platform. And what do you believe will be the thing that gets dealers excited about your platform? If you had to predict a year from now, I want dealers to be saying this about Dealerverse.
I think it's speed to market, right? So everybody pretty much has an internal marketing department or an agency at this point. If it's incentives, they come raining down. Luckily, you might have them up quickly. You might be able to adjust for what the competition's doing in the market, maybe 2, 3, 4 days into the month. I think it's lightning fast speed. I think that it's agile enough to where if you had somebody who could really be in tune with the creative, because there's going to be creative templates in there, those could be produced on the internet manager level, pushed through the APIs to Meta, to Bing, to Google, to TikTok, whatever APIs they choose. And then if they want to use the analyst, the SEM person, so to speak, at the agency, to run the keywords or do the lists, whatever they want to do, then they can do it. They can do that. So it's almost like a divide and conquer, where we come in one step closer to the operations of the dealership, just like when we made the shift in 2007, 2008 to digital, and we stepped one step closer towards the dealership with taking pictures of cars and all of the social media management. We're doing the same thing again. It's just one step closer towards the operations of the dealership.
So let's talk about some use cases. I mean, there are some companies out on the market, one in particular, a group of former dealer.com execs put together a bidding platform, to automate ad campaigns. This is taking it another level further with the complete creative AI, guiding someone through reaching their business objectives much faster, surely taking a lot of the heavy lifting. Do you see this as an internal platform for dealer groups? I know many of the larger dealer groups bring marketing in-house. Do you see this as a white labeled product for agencies? Where do you see the immediate use cases as you release this platform in its current form?
So if you were to go to DocuSign's website, you can sign up right then and there with a free trial and everything. And you're going to be able to do the same thing with Dealerverse. You're going to be able to go on the website, sign up, take a free trial, take a test drive, and you'll be able to run that subscription. Should you want some help on the back end, then we're going to have agency partners that are going to be users of Dealerverse. In-house marketing departments for dealerships, absolutely. And then anybody really with a laptop and a dream, just like I had back in 2007 when I quit my job at my awesome agency, like you're going to be able to get clients and manage those clients effectively with this platform.
So in a use case for our agency, PCG Digital says we want a more efficient ad tech platform. We could run our campaigns through this. And for our larger clients, we could actually share it, right? They could be running off the Dealerverse platform, doing some of the campaigns that they want to do or feel more comfortable doing, and we could do the others. So do you see some shared use cases for larger dealer groups as well?
Absolutely. And this goes back to the last conference out in Napa, where we just had a wonderful case study with the Q Valley Auto Group of how vendors and dealers can come together and for the greater good of the dealer and the dealer wins. So absolutely, 100%. This is what we're going for. Synergy.
So Robert, one of the concerns that people have with AI or anything automated, and it's kind of funny, right? Because as I've used Chat GPT and, I'll say, rewrite this in 3 different voices. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool, So with great power comes great responsibility. As AI is making decisions, presenting different ad copy, presenting different creative graphics, is there anything that dealers need to be worried about on like setting boundaries for the AI, compliance for the AI? Where do you see some initial, let's just say, rough edges in Dealerverse that may need to be, filed down just to give dealers more confidence that the AI is making right decisions?
Well, I think it's been a really great exercise going through what the core values of Dealerverse are. I had the pleasure of sitting with Kai-Fu Lee, who is pretty much the authority in the world. I got to sit with him for 30 minutes, and he said, basically, there's two different types of companies out there. There's AI companies with an ethics policy, and there's AI companies without an ethics policy. So, ESG and making sure that this company says on its website what it's going to do and what it's not going to do and where the line is. That is tremendously important to anybody who's trying to sell you anything with AI, because you're right, with great power comes great responsibility. And listen, we there's enough sci-fi films that talk about the rise of the machines, and we don't want to contribute to that now.
Well, the thing that I liked about the Dealerverse platform is you have very logical components or modules. You have the budget manager, the campaign manager, the creative builder, and reporting. I want to talk about the creative builder for a minute. We've seen some examples of crazy art that is created on the fly based on some descriptions. I'm assuming, since you're building proprietary AI, you're teaching the platform about the, say, graphic compliance, about putting logos over cars and using brand consistent coloring, or in some OEMs, a certain font type. Would I be stretching that will be part of it, or is that part of the design that the proprietary AI would take those OEM brand consideration requirements in consideration?
That is definitely like the finish line. Now we're delivering the MVP at the conference in May, and we have began that journey. There's been hundreds and hundreds of hours into this. There's so many different manufacturer guidelines and so many different nuances to it that we've done a great job. I mean, just starting with, let's just take Toyota and the sombrero and having equal distance around it and stuff like that. That things like that are, they're relatively easy. Taglines become a little bit more complex, but yeah, that's definitely the direction of the product. And I think it's just going to, here's the other thing that I just thought of. There's a very high quality question you need to ask if somebody is touting, well, our system does AI and AI this and AI that. You need to ask this high quality question is, are you iterating your product? Because a lot of companies will just, they'll build something and then it's like, all right, we're going to go sell it. But this stuff is moving so fast that you have to iterate it. You have to iterate it. And we're sprinting new sprints every 2 weeks. And the feature list is getting evaluated. And I mean, we're just in alpha mode right now, with a small group of clients, and we're excited, but beta, obviously in May. And so just continue to iterate. That's the most important part.
Well, one of the things I do know is that there's a large group of innovators in the automotive retail space that are testing ChatGPT, knowing that it's not perfect. They know compliance, they know brand standards. So, as you find partners, and this is so critical, there's a whole group of people who've been asking for more automotive specific tools that can save them money, create new ideas, or showcase their vision for their dealership using these tools. And that's why I wanted to have Dealerverse on the podcast. You mentioned that you will be at the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference showcasing Dealerverse, and brings up a good point of placement. We've been talking a lot about CDPs, and we will have the CDP forum at DMSC. We have a number of the leading CDP companies speaking, presenting on panels, including some of the large companies outside of automotive specific, like Salesforce, Treasure Data, Telium. But this fits a unique need, which is a dedicated marketing automation platform that can pull data in from the CDP. There's very few, if any, that are just saying, hey, we're going to do this piece really best. You go do the CDP if that's your specialty. We're going to really rock automotive specific marketing automation. I think it's a beautiful place to be in. How do you see it? I see it as a wide open opportunity to bring innovation with data and audiences coming from the CDP.
Well, we always start every meeting with, this meeting will be successful if ... and everybody answers that question. I think Dealerverse will be successful if we have integrated with all of the CDP platforms, but not only that we provide complete, transparent, 100% circular reporting back into that CDP, all the way down to the UTM, as granular as we can get. That's our goal. Is we don't want to be something that we're not. We're marketeers. We feel like we're really good at that. We know tech, we know design, mashing up customer data and deduping things, and everything that CDPs are fantastic. I mean, that data is like a gold mine. But I think everybody has core competencies. I always put things in military terms because of my background in the Marines, but like, it's really, in my opinion, it's the difference between, the air wing and the ground forces. I mean, it's two entirely different missions working towards the same goal.
And that is so beautiful because, so many people have been jumping on the CDP bandwagon, whether they're a CDP or not. Maybe I love the term that Mike from Telium used the other day at the CXO Summit. He said, a lot of marketing Connor, you're going to have to fix that. Many of the marketing automation platforms are going upstream, trying to be a CDP. And of course, that's a long road to develop true competency in data unification, entity resolution, household resolution. I like where you're sitting. Hey, we know the marketing piece. We know the platforms that dealers use. We know the compliance and creative guidelines. So we're going to automate that and take the data, the audiences, the segments from any CDP. I love that strategy. Robert, for dealers and agencies who want to be in your beta testing program and being a partner with you, of course, it's going to save them time. It's going to also give them experience with your industry grade AI for automotive. What's the best website for them to go to get that information?
We have a teaser website up, dealerverse.com, and that's a way to reach out right there. And I can also be contacted on LinkedIn as well. And I would look forward to hearing from anybody that wants to participate in that. It's really going to be an exciting ride. And I would say this as a caution, Rogers diffusion of innovation, right? This is that bell curve where you got the early adopters, early majority, late majority, and then the laggards, right? We want the people that are standing in line for the new iPhone. So that's the early adopters. Those are the people that are, they're okay with a bug here or whatever. It's, an MVP is exactly that. It's getting in on the ground floor. The great thing is usually get grandfathered in with some awesome pricing and you get to be part of something special and that's fun. So
absolutely. And Robert, thank you for revealing Dealerverse for the first time to the automotive community here on our podcast. And we will be looking into your platform to see how that could work in our agency, because listen, as a business owner, we need to always be staying ahead of the curve. We have to look at operating costs to keep our prices down and competitive in the marketplace. So you can definitely count on us following your journey. and to see how we might be able to utilize Dealerverse for our own agency as well. For those of you who are listening to today's podcast, you should know that this is an interview in the series leading up to the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference, DMSC. This year it's in Austin, Texas, May 21, 22, 23. And we just made an announcement that we're adding a fourth day dedicated to GA4 training for dealership managers. This year's show is going to be highlighted by a deep discussion on first-party data management, the rise of automotive CDPs, marketing automation platforms, AI used in sales and marketing, which Dealerverse falls right into, and how the modern sales and marketing processes need to be connected together to make smarter business decisions. The rise of business intelligence tools or visualization of dealer data is also going to be discussed. This is a must-attend event if dealers want to stay ahead of the curve. And best of all, we'll make it understandable, because this whole idea of managing first-party data with CDPs or advanced marketing automation platforms that dealers can activate even on their own is relatively new. So we have a lot of great experts to help explain and make that new information digestible. So don't wait. The event sells out every year. It's open to members of the OEM community and the dealer community. You can go to digitalmarketingstrategies.org to purchase your tickets. You can purchase a ticket for the whole show plus the GA4 day, or one day. Maybe you just want to come out Tuesday and then go to the GA4 day on Wednesday. It's all up to you. It's all explained on the website. And if you enjoyed today's discussion, being introduced to new products through the vision of Robert Donovan, this is just an example of many great interviews we have with automotive retail entrepreneurs. You can go to brianpasch.libsyn, that's libsyn.com, or just search for the Brian Pasch Podcast on the Apple Podcast channel, Google Play Store, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And there are many great inspirational interviews that I believe that you'll benefit from sharing within your organization or listening when you're on the road. Robert, if you want to have one last opportunity to leave an inspiration or a thought with the dealers listening today about the future of AI in automotive retail, what would you say?
I would say that this is a beautiful opportunity to operate on the creative plane. So if we go back to Sun Tzu and the Art of War, he always talked about there's the competitive plane or the creative plane. And I think a lot of times with dealerships, we get caught up in what's that dealer down the street doing? Or, hey, let's grab that manager, or this, that, and the other thing. This is a beautiful opportunity for you to win, for you to dominate your market with a creative approach. And it's a new, fresh idea. And I'm excited about it because the internet manager of today is not the internet manager of 2007. Okay. They're super savvy. Okay. Sometimes have all of their Google and Meta certifications and what have you. The market's ready for this. The dealers are ready for this. It's going to be an exciting ride. Let's do it together and have some fun.
Well, those are great words to close today's interview. I want to thank you, Robert, and everyone who listened in. Please share it with your friends on social media, and hope to see you again on another automotive podcast interview here on my podcast channel. Have a great day.